tree down. The old down tree. Ye old down tree.
Alright, let's see if we can find a fish. Whoops, leg lock's coming. Okay, I'm going to do another little trout spey fishing video. This time I got a reel spey rod instead of a switch rod, and a nice little click reel on it. So I'm going to quick go over the setup. Obviously, as you can tell in the background, I'm on a big river, so we're doing some larger river. We got George's yacht, so we're yachting, and it's a little bit of trout spey going on. In this case, in the previous video, I did a 11-foot 4-weight little switch into creeks. This time I got a bigger rod out because we're in bigger water, deeper water. This is more of a 6-weight. It's 12 foot. I got a nice loud click drag reel on it, and I have it set up with a Skagit setup. And actually, in this particular reel, I do set them up. This is our reel rod and reel setup. It's pretty much set up the same way I'd be fishing a steelhead river or a brown trout or lake run river, in that I got a Skagit on it that matches the rod. In this case, I'm running some 40-pound mono running line. Because I am sometimes trout fishing, I do fish lighter tippets, so I do make sure I have mono running line instead of a traditional fly line style running line to cut through the current. It's just less line drag that I've been preaching about in my previous setup with the switch rods. Yeah, I'm running like an 8-pound or 3X tippet, and in this case I have because I want to get down and I like fishing fast, I do have a 7-second pilot leader on. That seems to be working today the way I'm fishing in this water. So once again, tips are always an adjustment. Flies setup, I'm actually running a tandem today. Get it untangled. I have a streamer, and then followed behind it on a dropper, it's a little tangled, I've got a wet fly. And since we're midsummer, Icenikia are very prevalent on this water, so it's kind of like a little Icenikia wet. Both will fish really well. The Icenikia nymphs are very strong swimmers, so they swim as strong as a minnow. So I have this as kind of a chase fly, so basically it looks like something chasing lunch. Today our fish have all come off the streamer in the back, not as much as the Icenikia nymph. Just a quick little heads up, on the end of this video I'll tie this Icenikia nymph. So you fly tiers looking for a little Icenikia wet fly, it's not quite a nymph, it's more of a wet fly. It's a very simple pattern, very effective pattern. I'll tie that on the end of the video. But this is my lead fly, is a little Icenikia nymph, followed by a, I don't know what it is, drunken disorderly, some sort of muddler style flashy streamer. And today they've come on a streamer. It's just kind of midsummer, we're shooting this in the middle of the day, so we're not getting a lot of fish. It's getting kind of, you know, just not a good time to be catching fish at this time of the day. But anyways, that's the setup. I'm going to go over and show you some presentations that I do in the river. Once again, it's a 12-foot 6-weight that I'm running, and I set it up like I would if I was fishing the Great Lakes or any other thing. I got a matching Skagit on it because I'm fishing 2 flies. Sometimes I got a close cast, so the Skagits work really good, and it helps drive the sink tip that I want to run. And since we're running deeper water because of the sunlight's push the fish into the deeper cuts, this is matching how we're fishing today. So I'm going to just show you some techniques that I use, and maybe we'll get a fish. A little bit of the presentation I'm doing here. I'm using a classic down and across swing. But in this case, this pool, when it tails out, we're going to be tailing out in the trench here. I'm literally going to start doing just a typical strip retrieve. Now I call it not really retriever. I'm going to be picking up for the next cast, but more I'm picking up for the next cast here. But when it comes across, I want to make that those flies come alive. So I'm going to give it some sink time. We're going to the deeper part of the pool right now, and I'll just drop the rod tip, follow the tip, and I'll just play around with the strip and see if I can't solicit a chase. And even on the hang down, I'll sometimes fish it back up, because those fish can get in that inside edge there, and a lot of your food that they could be hunting could end up in that edge anyway, so that's actually a feeding lane. Put it back out, bend it up, give it a little bit of sink time because they're getting into a deep run in here. Bend it in, and now I'll just drop it, and I'll start a streamer style retrieve. So use any of your favorite style of retrieves and they'll work. Okay folks, gonna give George a chance to fish through this run, and yes, it was a little bit shorter video than we normally do, but anyways, it shows a little bit of a technique that we use with spey rods in the bigger rivers, especially with fishing streamers and even a little bit of wet fly. I like that streamer chase and wet fly combination. As always, sometimes working two flies together can create a sum total greater than the parts in it. And often with a streamer and a wet fly, this can very much be the case. Anyways, it's getting on into the day, so we're going to be shutting this down a little bit here. I'm just waiting on George to finish the run. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative. I know there's not much entertainment in here, but I hope you find it informative, and we'll help you come together and put together a trout spey fishing system. And sometimes we already have that equipment, especially for bigger rivers, and help you out with a little bit of streamer fishing, a little bit of trout spey fishing. Until then, thanks for watching. Always leave a little bit of a comment down below. I forgot what the name of that streamer was I showed, so if you know what that streamer was, mention it down in the comments. And that little Isonychia wet fly, if a bunch of people ask, I'll show you how I tie that. It's a real simple tie, very effective pattern, especially for midsummer when the ISOs are out. But until then, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button too, because we got more stuff coming and it's getting close to fall. So you want to stay tuned for the updates that we might have coming into the fall campaign. Until then, thanks for watching. Once again, see you on the river, folks. This is Jay at JPEG Guides and Lost River Fishing. We are a year-round fly fishing catch and release guide service. We fish the Lake Ontario tributaries, and then during the spring and the summer we also fish the inland trout streams, classic dry fly fishing. During the heat of the summer we will do the warm water fishing for bass and pike. If you're interested in any of our outings or have any questions, please feel free to email us at fish@lostriversfishing.com. Hope to hear from you, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us.